You'll discover how to quickly and dramatically raise your personal worth right now. Imagine that when you're out in public and you see someone who piques your curiosity. Let's take the example of a man. Imagine yourself in a scenario where you come across a beautiful woman in a busy setting. You rate her as attractive, giving her a 9. You decide to approach her and start a conversation, but as you get to know her, you notice that she speaks loudly and uses a lot of slang. Her demeanor also reveals a lack of femininity and delicacy. To make matters worse, a friend approaches her. When presented with this situation, whispering that she's been with 8 men that night, your interest in her wanes. If you had given her a 9 before, you now give her a 6. In other words, her behaviors have made you think less of her. Now let's extend the situation to include men, as well as their opinion on a person's behavior can affect how they are perceived. The same is true for men. Let's say you meet a man at a social gathering who initially strikes you as charming and self-assured. However, as the conversation goes on, he starts acting haughty, using foul language, and acting disrespectfully toward other people. This type of behavior can quickly reduce the perceived value of that person. For example, if a friend quietly tells you that this man has been involved in dubious activities all evening, your initial opinion of him as a high-value person begins to erode. If you previously gave him an 8, his behavior may prompt you to reevaluate and reduce his rating to a 5 or 6 in both situations, regardless of gender. Behavior has a significant influence on how people are viewed and valued in social settings. For women, this means that preserving or enhancing one's perceived value in the eyes of others depends on acting with respect and consideration. The way you behave has a big impact on how others view your worth as a guy. Fewer people will likely find you attractive if you conduct in a way that diminishes your worth. Let me share some actions that high-value guys avoid doing if they want to be like them. Stop acting this way. Your worst actions significantly diminish your value, can cause major issues, and harm men's perceptions in general. They are a clear indication that you are impressed. I'm talking about a man's mindset that acts like a dog seeing a steak when he spots a pretty woman. Behavior has a significant impact on interpersonal attraction, particularly when it comes to interactions between men and women. Women are unlikely to be drawn to you if your behavior conveys a devaluing attitude. For those who aspire to be among high-value guys, it is imperative to draw attention to certain actions they avoid. Being obviously impressed is troublesome because it significantly lowers the sense of your value. In addition, this behavior not only presents personal difficulties, but also feeds negative stereotypes about masculine behavior in general. I'm talking about the mindset of a man who, upon seeing a beautiful woman, behaves spontaneously, much like a dog when it sees a tasty piece of meat. Therefore, it is feasible to develop a more favorable image and attract women who value mature and polite attitudes by being aware of and refraining from these habits. The journey to being a high-value man requires authenticity, mutual respect, and an awareness of how your actions shape the perception that others have of you. Juicy when you see an attractive woman. If you immediately turn your neck to look at her stare or even make a move, you convey the message that you don't know how to relate to an attractive woman which impresses me so much. It signals desperation and neediness, suggesting that you crave attention. This display of neediness and lack of respect puts you in the group of less respectable men. Never want to belong to that group. Women look down on these guys. If you act this way, stop. If you have a friend who acts like this, tell him to stop men who behave like this. Give women grounds to complain about harassment, saying that men are intrusive and repugnant. Even if a woman may seem beautiful and perfect, believe me, they have flaws like any other person, and many of these flaws only become evident when you get to know them better. They become apparent when you interact with them, because average men don't interact with these women. They overlook their flaws and believe that they are flawless beings from another planet. However, when a low-value man sees a beautiful woman wearing ostentatious clothing, he is quickly impressed and gives the woman room to complain, thereby enhancing her ego. Remarkably, a high-value man can walk past the same woman and make her feel completely invisible. This is the difference between him and the average and desperate man. High-value men also avoid asking women for approval, which is a typical ordinary men behave in a way that makes them feel as though women validate them. Some men even go so far as to ask a woman if she likes them. If you act in this way, you're not acting like an alpha male. Rather, you're acting more like most average and insecure guys. A confident man who is truly in touch with his masculine side won't do this. He doesn't need to seek validation from the woman because he's confident in himself. An additional trait of high-value men is their incapacity to make choices when surrounded by women, whether as friends or family. How frequently do you ask these folks what they want to do, or how many times do they tell you what to do, and you just give in to your desires? High-value guys nearly never behave in this way, since they are constantly aware of their goals and aspirations in life. A low-value man is unaware that whenever he asks someone for advice on what to do, or tells them they can do anything they want, he is effectively admitting that he is incapable of making decisions for others, let alone himself. In addition, he abruptly seeks approval by sacrificing his own desires in order to appease others. The fourth thing high-value men do wrong is undervalue your attention. In a world where billions of people compete for your attention and everyone is constantly on their phones, attention and time are the most valuable currencies. Many men wonder why some women flirt and talk to them but never go further. It's crucial to realize that both women and men can be manipulators of others. And men appreciate attention, but it can be said that women value it even more. Therefore, some women may flirt or make vague and ambiguous comments to make you think they're interested, even if they never had the intention to get involved. It's like casting a line into the ocean and catching a fish, just for the satisfaction of catching it from the beginning. You know you don't intend to keep the fish, but you still cast the line into the water just to see. Attention has become a valuable resource in a modern world, flooded with stimuli and distractions in an environment where everyone is constantly connected to their devices. Attention has become an essential currency. Men often wonder why, even after moments of conversation and flirting, some women don't progress to a deeper relationship. The truth is that in this subtle game, some women may seek attention without necessarily seeking a genuine commitment. To better understand this phenomenon, it is crucial to recognize that men and women value attention in distinct ways. While both appreciate being noticed and desired, women often associate attention with a deeper emotional connection. In some interactions, women may flirt or create an aura of interest just to feel desired without the genuine intention of taking the relationship to the next level. This can be likened to fishing for fun, where the act of hooking the fish is the primary goal, not necessarily the intention to keep the fish. Understanding these nuances is essential to avoid misunderstandings and ensure that both sides are aligned regarding expectations. Ultimately, attention is valuable, But since sincerity and intentions is equally crucial for building meaningful relationships, if you manage to do this often, women often do the same with men. That is, they act as if they're interested in you, just to see how easy it would be to seduce you. Many men also employ this strategy, but most of the time it's because they genuinely want to win the person over. However, when women do this, it can be summed up in one thing: attention as men. We have a limited amount of attention and time each day, and if we want to be successful, we need to ensure that we're directing that attention to things that help us grow in life. Most women rarely give their attention for free because they understand the value it holds for the average man. In other words, they recognize that their attention has great value. Every time a woman casts a line into the ocean, she usually manages to attract the attention of about 15 fish. When a man casts a line, he may be lucky to attract 2 or 3. This is because women understand the value of their attention, whereas many men don't fully recognize the power of their own attention. Men all over the world are constantly vying for the attention of women, and most of them freely give their attention to women who may not even like them. This focus dynamic is like a subtle game that permeates many social interactions between men and women in the current context, where we are immersed in a conflood of information and stimuli. Attention has become a precious and contested commodity. Men often find themselves competing for this attention, often without realizing the significant value that their own attention carries. It's interesting to note that while some men adopt the strategy of freely giving attention, in the hope of capturing a woman's interest, many women tend to be more selective about who receives their attention. This selectivity is not just a flirting strategy, but often a manifestation of an intrinsic understanding of the value of attention in the current social landscape. On the other hand, when men distribute their attention indiscriminately, offering it to women who may not show genuine interest, they risk appearing needy or uninteresting. It is crucial to recognize that, as in the fishing game mentioned earlier, the true value of attention lies not only in attracting it, but also in strategically directing it to areas that genuinely matter for personal and professional growth. Recognizing this focus, men who want to establish genuine and deep relationships may find that being dynamic is crucial. In a society where attention is a contested resource, valuing one's attention and purposefully focusing it on areas that advance personal growth can be a critical distinction when a high-value man needs to respond to a message. Unlike many men who might readily and carelessly give away their attention, a man of high value understands the strategic use of his attention and knows that it is a limited resource. As such, he directs it intentionally, investing it in areas that contribute to personal and professional growth. Women, as the emphasis is on developing a mindset where attention becomes a valuable asset, carefully invested to yield returns and personal development and the pursuit of meaningful goals. Discerning about where they allocate their attention and appreciating a man who values his own attention creates a dynamic where both parties recognize the significance of the exchange, rather than a high-value man scattering his attention aimlessly and deliberately, channeling it towards endeavors that align with his ambitions and positively contribute to his life. This deliberate approach not only increases a man's sense of self-worth, but also improves the quality of relationships he builds based on mutual respect and shared goals. Before anything else, he is engrossed in his responsibilities, thinking about his business, the advertisements he needs to create, the classes he needs to attend, whether they are for English or guitar, the physical workouts he needs to complete, and all while finding time to spend with friends and enjoy their company. In this balance, he not only values himself, but also the woman realizes that attracting this man is a difficult task, which makes her cherish him. Did you also realize how much a lady might value you more when you change your routines and behaviors? This man values his time naturally, making others, especially women, perceive the rarity of receiving his full attention by focusing on developing his skills and participating in educational activities. He also shows a determined approach to life by managing his responsibilities in a balanced manner and focusing on his goals, keeping up a fitness regimen and taking care of his friendships. This man builds a lifestyle that not only benefits him personally, but also presents him as a full and interesting person. This strategy not only raises his value in the context of a relationship, but also boosts his confidence and sense of self-worth. In addition to drawing women's attention, the process of altering habits and behaviors to create a more fulfilling life also significantly contributes to personal growth. As a result, by making an investment in ongoing improvement, this man stands out as someone valuable and captivating. To further increase your value, avoid the situations listed above. To view the exclusive video, click the comments link. Be a little bit affectionate, affix a channel subscription. Press the bell to exit your liking. With gratitude, and until the next video. Avoiding the aforementioned circumstances is a crucial first step toward raising your own worth. The unique movie, which you can view by clicking the comment link, will provide you insightful advice on how to improve your presence and approach even further. Expressing affection, whether in person or online, helps to foster sincere and fulfilling relationships. Purchasing a channel subscription grants you ongoing access to educational materials and insightful advice. You can be sure you don't miss any updates by turning on the bell, keeping you updated with the newest videos. Liking the video not only shows your support, but also increases the channel's viewership. I truly value your participation, and I hope to see you in the upcoming video, where we'll continue discussing how to improve your path to achievement and personal development.